Gord, how frustrating is it to play a game like that after you play them hard just the previous game?
Yeah, we played really well in Hamilton, and I can't say frustration should be entering into it. Frustration it's a wasted emotion, and if guys are getting frustrated because of it, it's affecting their play. Then they better find a different profession. When you go out there and you lose focus based on frustration, then you're not going to go into execute what we have to do as a group. I will say that probably was part of our decision making there tonight, and we were unfocused and got outside of ourselves, and hence the result.
How difficult does the puzzle become then? You've rolled lines, you've changed personnel. What else can you do, and what else do you think you will do?
Well, we're going to take a day and sit back on it, but I think it's got to come from within the team, and the guys got to get. I've got a lot of guys who potentially could be difference makers out there, and I can't base my lines or my lineup just based on what they can potentially do, and they got to find a way themselves, and certainly we've had individual meetings with all of them at this point, and as a group, as a team, our structure. We talked about playing with structure, and they've got to find it within themselves to get back to a way that's going to turn these losses into wins.
What's the biggest thing causing some of these players' frustration?
Well, I think when we're not scoring like we have been, and guys, I think a lot of times they feel like call-ups or success is based on points, and they end up pressing a little bit offensively, and whether they rush a play or they're too tentative going into a play, that is where we're at right now. I think is on both sides of it, and so we just have to get to a point where we're maybe simplifying things and just playing more collectively as a group, and then get that out of our emotions.
Obviously, the lack of offense is one thing, but how difficult is it to play so much from behind as you guys have?
Well, again, when you look at our offensive output this year, when you do get behind, it becomes even a bigger hill to climb. So, preparation at the start of games has got to be there, and we can only verbalize it so often. And guys, again, they got to whether change their routine or go out and do something differently at the start of the game. That's a trend that we got to get rid of.
So the onus right now is on the players to change what they're doing.
Well, obviously we got to give them hope, and we got to find ways that keeping it fresh and as a staff. And if it ends up management making personnel changes, then so be it. But that's not in my realm of influence. So, but again, I'm being a former player myself. A lot of times you take it upon yourself to how am I going to fix this? How am I going to make it better? I can't go out and win a game all by myself. But how am I going to make it better with my play, and how am I going to make my teammates better?
It looked like, when you talk about a guy taking it upon himself, it looked like Matt Fratton seemed to have taken it upon himself this game. Your assessment?
Yeah, I thought Matt had a better game than, I thought he had spurts in Hamilton, and he hasn't played a lot of hockey this year, and so it's going to take a while for him to get some rhythm back. And when he's being a force out there and using his skating, and his skating lends itself to being physical, driving defensemen wide and using that big shot of his, then he's real effective. And I think those were some of the things that we saw tonight, and certainly what I've seen out of him in the past.
We're a decent chunk into the season now, and this team's been outshot by a bigger margin than any team in the league. Is that starting to get concerning at this point?
Yeah, you think? I think it's a trend that we're going to have to, we've talked about putting more pucks on the net, and we kept it to a decent shot against total tonight, but You know, it's something that we got to get more pucks on the net and get that differential a little smaller.
Shooting percentage seems a little low too. Do you just account that to bad luck?
No, luck is not something that you know, you create your own luck with hard work, and you know, it's bearing down when you do have the opportunities. We talk about it. You know, certain players only get 1 or 2 opportunities like that in a game, and when you do have that opportunity, you got to bear down. And if the goalie makes a big save, then you're not turning away from the net. You're going after second chance opportunities. So you know, create this shooting percentage numbers just by sheer numbers.
What was your overall impression of David Booth in the 2 games that he played on the weekend?
Yeah, David probably in the same mode. He had a little rust on him there the first game, but I thought tonight, you know, certainly early on he had his chances, and you know, when you're a shooter like he is, you know, it's pretty minute the difference between scoring a goal and not scoring a goal, and you know, he probably, once he gets a little rhythm to his game, he's going to be burying those, you know, 80% of the time in those scoring areas. But for him, he's got to be positive, have a positive outlook that he was getting those opportunities, and those are translated into goals.
Gord, Garrett Sparks is activated off the injured reserve down Orlando. Once he's fully healthy and gets going in, are there any plans set in place for goal rotation like we saw last year?
Right now, we're in a position where we've got 2 goaltenders that have played very well for us here with Toronto, and you know, I have no fault whatsoever to put on those 2 guys right now. So we're focused on the guys here right now, and that's a management question.
Where can you scratch just a maintenance day for him? Or is it-
No, we don't have maintenance days this time of year. He's a little banged up right now, and hopefully it's. I don't think it's anything long term.
Lower, upper,
Upper body. Yeah.
and just further on that, Stuart Percy, Granberg, injuries.
Yeah, they're both 2 different scenarios there with their injuries, but they could be a little bit longer term. We'll see how it goes. You know, that's probably going to be determined a little bit more tomorrow when they're further assessed.
Does Percy's injury go back to the Rochester game?
No, it doesn't. It's in practice action. Yeah.